Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Karen. I'm so happy to see all of you here today to support the political work that NARAL Pro-Choice Washington does in this state. Karen asked me to talk a bit about the power of women in Washington state politics, and given our keynote speaker today, that topic couldn't be more appropriate. So Lucille Ball once said, "If you want something done, ask a busy woman to do it." And it has been my observation that this saying goes in the office, in families, and it should come as no surprise to anyone in this room that in Olympia and on Capitol Hill, that saying is no different. Maybe the best way of talking to you about what an important role smart, busy, political women play in our state is to realize what has happened because they were elected. Anywhere in Washington state, a woman can go into a pharmacy with a prescription from her doctor and trust that she will receive the medication that she needs because smart, elected, busy women said it's wrong to deny a woman her rights. In Washington, when students start the 2008 school year, they will receive comprehensive, medically accurate sex education when just a year ago, they were taught lies and half-truths. Because again, smart, strong, busy women spoke up and said it's wrong to put our students' health at risk. The work isn't done yet, but I believe that soon, here in Washington, parents who have just welcomed a child or people caring for ill relatives will soon have the benefit of paid family medical leave because those same strong, progressive women know that this policy means one thing: healthy families. We've come a long way this year in Washington, but there's still much work to be done, both at the state legislative level and at every level of government. And on that note, I'd like to introduce the elected officials and pro-choice candidates that are here today. Please stand as I call your name, but let's save our applause for the end. It's an exhaustive list. So here with us today, and we couldn't be more thankful to have your presence here supporting our work, U.S. Congressman Rick Larson, State Senators Jeannie Cole-Wells, Adam Klein, Ken Jacobson, Eric Omeg, Rodney Tom, Karen Frazier, Karen Kaiser, Claudia Kaufman, former Senator Pat Thibodeau, House Speaker Frank Chopp, Representative Larry Sequist, Representative Mary Lou Dickerson, Representative Helen Summers, Representative Fred Jarrett, Representative Jamie Peterson, Representative Ruth Kagi, Representative Larry Springer, Representative Deb Eddy, Representative Joe McDermott, Representative Judy Cliburn, the Mayor of Kirkland, James Lowinger, Councilmember Larry Gossett, Councilmember Jan Drago, Councilmember Richard Cole, Councilmember Dow Constantine, Councilmember Jean Godden, Councilmember David Della, Councilmember Julie Anderson, Councilmember Kim Allen, Councilmember Grant Degginger, Councilmember Holly Plackett, also a candidate for Mayor of Redmond, Democratic Party Chair Dwight Pelz, and from Mayor Nichols' office as a representative, Regina LaBelle, and from Congressman Smith's office, Chelsea Orvella. And then we also have a host of pro-choice candidates here with us today, including Carrie Andrews for Bellevue City Council, Darcy Berner for the 8th Congressional District, Marty Campbell from the Tacoma City Council, Mike Cooper for Snohomish County Council, Patricia Darling for Mercer Island City Council, Maureen Judge for Mercer Island City Council, Valentina Kiselev for the Bellevue City Council, Cindy Posnick from the Puyallup School Board, sorry Cindy, Brian Sullivan for the Snohomish County Council, Penny Sweet for the Kirkland City Council, Patricia Terry for the 10th Legislative District in 2008, Venus Velasquez from the Seattle City Council, and DJ Wilson for the Edmonds City Council. So let's give them all a hand and thank them for running and for leading. We're honored to be joined this morning by United States Senator Maria Cantwell. When it comes to women's health and women's rights, our senator doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk, as you saw in Karen's presentation. She stood up to the Bush administration's attempt to limit access to abortion care. She's worked in Congress to increase access to emergency contraception, and she's backing legislation to prevent federal and state governments from discriminating against women based on their reproductive decisions. Lucille Ball was right. If you want something done, you better ask a busy woman to do it. Please join me in welcoming not just one of the busiest women in Washington, but one of our most effective advocates for women's health and women's rights. She's always stood up for us, so let's stand up for her. Please welcome Senator Maria Cantwell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What a great crowd. Boy, it's so great to be here this morning. I feel like it's a celebration, and you'll forgive me if I just keep celebrating 2006 over and over and over again. But thanks to everybody in this room, we were successful in sending a message all the way to the other Washington about our priorities. So thank you very much for that. And Karen, it's great to be here and to join you, and thank you for showing those pictures from the march. I see many people here who were part of that great march. Although, Scott, I wish they would show that picture again of you, because you had a whole head of hair then, and now you're a little closer shaven, or I don't know. But it shows you how much we've changed in a few years. But everybody, Karen, the truth be told, they should have, with our state policies, let Washington State lead that march on Washington. So. And Edie, thank you for your leadership of the board and for everybody participating in this morning's event. And I think you've got the message right, and if I sound a little redundant, it's just because I want to help drill it in to everybody about how important our state is and how important the work that the governor's doing and how important it is that elections really do have consequences. That moment for me came very recently to celebrate when Al Gore appeared before the Energy and Water Committee in Congress, a hearing that was chaired by Senator Barbara Boxer. And in the middle of the hearing, one of our colleagues, the senator from Oklahoma, Senator Inhofe, who used to be the chair of the committee, kept needling the vice president, not allowing him to answer the questions. Finally, Senator Boxer interrupted him and said, "Do you see this? I have this. This is the gavel." And that shows you that elections have consequences. And so and that's really what we're here to talk about this morning, about how elections have consequences. And while I know that it seems sometimes frustrating because in the United States Senate the consequences of that election is that we are in control, but we only have a one-vote margin in the United States Senate, a body in which most of the time you need 60 votes to get anything done. But I will say this in telling you about that oversight responsibility that now comes with being the majority. I guarantee you would not have the investigation into the dismissal of U.S. attorneys if we did not have the gavel in the Judiciary Committee. So thank you for helping us get the majority.